What's up, people? Today I'm going to share a very interesting fact with you. What if I told you that you have around 3,417 crore rupees lying in a random bank account and you are not even aware of it? Moreover, this money was never even deposited by you, but it belongs to you and it is earning regular interest wherever it is. Sounds absurd? Well, it sounded absurd to me as well when I read that around 35,000 crore of rupees belonging to just some 10 crore odd accounts was transferred by the public sector banks in India to the RBI simply because it was not claimed by anyone. And mind you, these numbers are of just 12 public sector banks, whereas there is a total of 231 banks registered with the Indian Banks Association. Exactly. So if we combine the total number of unclaimed deposits of all these banks, the numbers will be just beyond astonishing. Now, if you've noticed, I've mentioned two very interesting facts here. Number one, that this deposit was never made by you, but it belongs to you. And number two, that these deposits are earning regular interest, which means your money is actually growing. So the question is, why are these deposits unclaimed and what exactly do I mean by an unclaimed deposit? And secondly, how can you identify if you have an unclaimed deposit in your name which you can rightfully go and claim? And if yes, then how can you do so?
35,000 crores of unclaimed money was lying in our banks.
35,000 crore rupees, 35,000 crore unclaimed deposits in public sector banks.
The bank account remains inactive for 10 years. Money gets transferred to the RBI's Depositor Education and Awareness Fund every month.
और RBI के अनुसार बैंकों में जमा बिना दावे की राशि लगातार बढ़ती जा रही। वर्ष 2020-21 में बैंकों में 39,264 करोड़ रुपए की अनक्लेम्ड मनी जमा थी।
Now, these unclaimed deposits belong to 10.24 crore accounts and have been transferred to Reserve Bank of India by the end of 2023.
So let's begin our today's discussion with a real life scenario, which most of us have experienced at some point in our life. The death of a family member. Sad, isn't it? But have you noticed that once the mourning period is over, all our family members jump onto that one thing which is dearest to us all Indians, real estate. Everyone just wants to know that how many properties did this person own and who's going to get how much share in the property. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. After all, inherited wealth is also your wealth. But the problem isn't that this discussion starts with real estate, but the real problem is that it also ends at it. But what about the savings bank account and the fixed deposits that this person had opened? Who's going to talk about that? No one. And just like that, these deposits die along with the person who had once opened it. And this, my friends, is the major reasons of this 35,000 crore of rupees lying unclaimed in the banks. That is death of the deposit holder. Now, there are several other reasons too. Like sometimes we open a bank account but just tend to forget about it for reasons like we shifted to another city or changed our country of residence, or probably just lost our investment papers. Or at times, these deposits become so small compared to our future earnings that we've just lost track of it. And also at times, we wish to close a bank account but never actually go and close it. And this list just goes on and on. Now, of all the examples that I just mentioned above, I'm sure at least one instance has happened in your life as well. Which means that out of the 35,000 crores in question, there is some amount which belongs to you as well. And by any chance, if this money belongs to your ancestors who are no longer here, then you don't even have an idea of the amount that you could possibly have. Which brings me to my next question, is that how do you actually identify whether you have an unclaimed deposit lying somewhere which you could go and rightfully claim? But before that, if you found this information interesting, then don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Now, the process is very simple. RBI has mandated every bank to display a list of such unclaimed deposits on their website. All you have to do is go on the bank's website, enter the name of the deposit holder, and you'll get a list of such unclaimed deposits along with their addresses, which will help you identify their account, just like the example being displayed on the screen. Now, I understand that going on the website of different banks might seem like a hassle to you, which is why I'm going to share another very interesting fact. Just last year, the amount of these deposits was at 48,262 crores, whereas today we are talking about an amount of 35,000 crores. which means that just in the last 1 year, 27% of these deposits have been actually claimed back by people. So the process, which seems like a hassle to you, is actually being used by others to their maximum advantage. And to help such people further and ease out the pain of going through multiple websites, the Reserve Bank of India has recently announced the development of a centralized web portal for such unclaimed deposits, which means that you and I will no longer have to visit multiple websites of multiple banks to search for these deposits. Rather, we can access all this information at one place with just one click.
It has been decided to develop a web portal to enable search across multiple banks for possible unclaimed deposits.
आरबीआई का कहना है कि इसके लिए एक सेंट्रलाइज्ड वेब पोर्टल बनाया जाएगा जहां पे पब्लिक जो है अपने अनक्लेम्ड डिपॉजिट्स जो है उनको सर्च कर पाएगी.
RBI Governor Shaktikant Das has now said that this portal will allow depositors to check if they have any unclaimed deposits by only mentioning details such as their names, bank account information and other details such as an address, PIN code and phone number.
Now, to help you understand the gravity of the situation, let me share a fun fact with you. The name that we just used in this example while searching for the unclaimed deposit is actually of my late grandfather, Jaiswal. And the address that popped next to it is in Azamgarh, which is exactly where he used to live. Talks just turned to reality. Now the question is, even after such mind-blowing facts, how many of you are actually going to visit the bank's website and search for these unclaimed deposits? You see, this lack of interest is the very problem here. So let me ask you another question. At your current salary level, how many years do you think it will take you to earn 1 crore rupees? 10 years? Well, if you just follow the steps that I just mentioned above, you could probably earn that 1 crore in just 10 days. And like I mentioned, there are people out there who are exactly doing this at this very moment. And these people are just like you and me, doing their ordinary jobs, yet taking their time out to search for something that belongs to them. Now that you're aware of the statistics, I believe that there's a high possibility that you might want to go and search for these unclaimed deposits. Which is why you must know that how much interest have these deposits actually earned till date. But before we move on to that topic, if you enjoyed watching my video, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. To understand the interest that an unclaimed deposit earns, we need to first understand the life cycle of a normal deposit account. Say today is the last day that you did some transaction in your bank account. So until the next 2 years, your account will still be considered as active even with no operations in it. But after 2 years, your account gets classified as dormant or inactive. Now fast forward to 10 years, if your account is still inactive with no transactions, it now gets classified as an unclaimed deposit, after which your account is shifted from your bank and transferred to the DEF, which is Depositors Education and Awareness Fund. So basically, a bank account has 3 stages: active, dormant and unclaimed. Now until the first 10 years of non-operation, that is when your account is lying with the bank, it is earning a regular rate of interest. So if it is a savings bank account, it will earn the rate of interest which is offered on a savings account by the specific bank. Now if it is a fixed deposit, it will earn the FD interest rate until maturity, after which the proceeds will be transferred to the savings bank account, where again it will earn the normal rate of interest. It is only after 10 years that once your account is transferred to the DEF, that is Depositors Education and Awareness Fund, is when it finally stops earning any interest. Or technically speaking, the interest earned after that is used for the education of depositors like you and me. So to summarize the above, an unclaimed deposit is a deposit which has 0 transactions in the bank account for a period of 10 years or more, ignoring the interest credits and the bank charges. But remember, a deposit becomes unclaimed only after 10 years of non-operations. Which means that if you believe that either you or your ancestors have a bank account which has not been operated within the last 10 years, then this detail may not be available on the bank's website. In this case, my suggestion to you will be that first, you prepare a list of bank accounts that you're already aware of. Second, scout for more bank accounts by either contacting the lawyers or going through records such as the income tax returns which have a list of such bank accounts. And thirdly, contacting the bank to identify the accounts and understanding the process of claiming it back. So that's all for today, guys. If you enjoyed watching this video, then please hit the like button and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Any views, any questions, I would love to discuss on the comments, and if you have any more topic suggestions for me, then I'd like to hear it from you.